The catastrophic dollar collapse will unleash hyperinflation in America. Lately, the financial world of America has been facing a lot of turbulence, so much so that it might actually be on the verge of collapse in the near future. Yes, it's true, experts are claiming that the American currency will collapse and result in hyperinflation. We can't completely ignore the news and speculations of these experts and news channels, as it wouldn't help in saving the nation from such a catastrophe. At this point in time, people are concerned about how to save the country from this hyperinflation, and we know you're just as intrigued as we are, so let's find out what the chaos is all about. But before we continue, please make sure to hit that like button to get 7 full days of good luck, and let's get on with it. Every day the dollar gets weaker than the previous day. It's only a matter of time until it all collapses and the country goes into hyperinflation. If this happens, then the US will, for sure, lose its significance in the world economy. 80% of all American jobs would be worthless as all bureaucracy collapses with the almighty dollar. Unfortunately, this will happen soon, but the only question one should be asking is whether or not it will be happening sooner than later. The American stock market is losing its hold and stagflation is well in progress. According to Deutsche Bank, the stock market might face a pullback by the end of this year. The US economy is based on debt, and debt is sometimes difficult to pay back. If this debt is not paid back, the currency will be gone for good. When it comes to the stock market and inflation, things are pretty dire. Only developing market stocks saw some inflow even though there is an all-time high M2 money supply. Stagflation is a situation in which the inflation rate is high and the economic growth rate slows. As a result, the cost of goods and services rises and the cost of labor rises too, which in turn drives the cost of goods further. The U.S. economic recovery will start slowing in the third quarter as inflation and shortages drag on growth. BOFA says, according to a report, it has been estimated that 57% of small businesses could face permanent closure due to the effects and aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. Another study reveals that a majority of these small businesses are barely surviving in the market after the pandemic shuts down. There's no denying that the US government has spent a lot of money and time on small businesses, but not for their betterment. Here, the government manipulates everything, every market, every news, what children are taught, what people perceive, and what not. So it's next to impossible to have a civil society where everything is transparent and nothing is hidden from the citizens. If you have a closer look at the whole scenario, you'll realize that everything was good until the government started weaponizing the US dollar. The petrodollar died, but nobody talks about that, much less knows anything about it. Well, hyperinflation is inevitable. America printed trillions of dollars even after the petrodollar died, which in our opinion was a big mistake. Excessive money printing should be criminal. Stealing billions from savers to enable fiscally irresponsible practices is highly unethical. One source says that 40% of US dollars in existence were printed in the last 12 months. Is America repeating the same mistake of 1921, Weimar Germany? US excessive money printing is doing no better. Rather, it is prompting de-dollarization. As of now, almost nothing can save the nation from facing this catastrophe. It is the end of the empire, the end of America as a superpower. The government officials are only going to print excessive money until they face hyperinflation. They are just raiding the treasury by doing so. The bond market is torn over the potential for higher inflation and lower growth. There's one possibility that the IMF replaces the dollar with the SDR, which is a weighted basket of currencies. If that happens in the future, then it would take a 30% cut on the dollar assets, and if you consider the hyperinflation, then a 50 to 60% cut. The current situation of rising financialization of the U.S. economy harms workers and their families. This also threatens a strong recovery. Now, if you have been working for a living in the United States, then you are also trapped in the manipulative scheme. Yes, because very soon you will also face this catastrophe and all your earnings will lose their value. Outsourcing and offshoring jobs have been on the scene for a long time now, but with the advancements in internet technology, it has reached greater heights. In the US, outsourcing employees and labor from overseas is very easy and you can get pretty much everything at low prices, be it graphic designers, data analysts, copywriters, or customer service. You can get workers at low wages, and most of the startups use this trick to get their work done. All thanks to the value of the currency. Unfortunately, the same currency, the dollar, is going to lose its value in the near future. The United States of America is facing difficulties to compete with cheap labor. It's definitely a race to the bottom. Now, you might wonder, what does it have to do with America not producing anything? Well, the answer is it's pretty difficult for companies and brands to produce while having to compete with a worldwide market. For instance, if you want to produce American-made t-shirts, then you would have to sell them for at least $30 to $50 to get a profit. On the contrary, the same shirts are available at Walmart for only $5 to $10. In short, if you look at the last 25 years, nothing has changed in the financial world of Western countries. All we have got is inflation of the currency. 1995 America really isn't any better off than 2021. One can also argue that 2021 America is far worse. And yes, that is the current situation in America. All of the money that you could have gone into building better products went into Wall Street speculation, turning Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and others into multi-trillion company. We all think that we have free capitalism, but in reality, it's nothing more than a myth. The entire financial world is designed in such a way that it sucks the money from the poor and indirectly gives it to wealthy people. So what do you think about the whole situation? Let us know about it and share your views in the comment section down below. Well, that's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing video from the Wealthy Brains.